Are you obsessed with horse toppers and grenade-shaped bottles? If so, but can't happen to find one, stay tuned. I may be able to help you with that.
Call me a showstopper, show rocker, blow lots of dope copper, new whip. Who's this? James Hicks. But I also go by sin. Never lose cause I always win. At the door and I'm breaking in, think you got it on lock.
Welcome to another episode of the Cynple Whiskey Show, where we believe complexity is overrated, simplicity is an art form. I'm Cyncere, and tonight we have a tantalizing topic on the menu. 5 alternatives to the coveted bottle of Blanton. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bells to stay up to date on all things Cynple Whiskey. Let's get started. So in my early days of hunting, we would search high and low, travel for work, go to every single whiskey store we could, and there was no bottle more coveted than the Blanton single barrel horse topper. As soon as you saw one of these on the shelf, your heart starts to race. And you see it in the bar. It's a group of 5 or 6 of us. We may polish off the entire bottle. That was how important this bottle was when I was first starting out. Traveled for work a lot back then, so we were always in a different city. It got so bad that we would take orders for those who didn't travel to whatever conference we were at or whatever event we were at. And then that way we'd come back with 10, 12 bottles of Blantons and everybody would get one back home. Because here in Virginia, these are allocated bottles and there's way too much to pick from on a drop to settle, in my opinion, for Blantons. That's the topic of tonight's video. If you can't find Blantons easily and it's not readily available where you are, I'm going to offer you 5 options that you can go with that more often than not are readily available, except for maybe 1 or 2 of them. Let's get to sipping. So this first one is the one I'm actually sipping here tonight. J Bowman Single Barrel. This is literally Blanton's little cousin. I have liked this one just as much, if not more, than Blanton since the very first time I had a sip of it. It's got the same delightful sweetness, same touch of spice with a little bit of that Virginia flair. The A. Smith Bowman Distillery focuses on making premium single barrel spirits, and this one's no different. With their historic family-owned distillery based here in Fredericksburg, Virginia, they continue to balance their long-lived traditions when it comes to making their whiskey. Labeling themselves the original pioneers of distilling, while they do have a somewhat unique story, I won't go into the full details tonight as I do plan to do a review on J Bowman sometime in the near future. J Bowman Single Barrel commemorates great-great-uncle Abram S. Bowman, who founded A. Smith Bowman Distillery. Hand selecting some of the oldest barrels in the warehouse to come up with this ultra smooth, super sippable single barrel bourbon. Typically you get hints of toffee, leather, figs, almonds. This is absolutely one of my favorites. Super smooth, equally sippable, extremely enjoyable. 100 proof, $53 a bottle here where I'm at. This is one I pick up every time. Buy and back it up because it definitely gives Blanton's a run for its top. All right, moving on to the next one. Henry McKenna 10 Years Single Barrel. Smooth, complex, and also simple. This high-proof bottled in bond was named for Henry McKenna, the Irish immigrant who adapted his family's whiskey recipe using what he had at his disposal in Kentucky. It's also one of the longest aged bottled in bond whiskeys today, resting through 40 Kentucky seasons. Typically on the nose, I get caramel and vanilla, though this wasn't one that I initially liked. You may have seen the video I did during the 12 Whiskeys of Christmas, going into some of the details as to how this one just didn't impress me up front. This was one of the first allocated bottles that I picked up, and I truly believe in second chances, except where George Dickel 15 may be concerned. But again, love-hate relationship with that bottle. Similar in price to both Blanton's and J Bowman. It's definitely one to be on the lookout for when Blanton's is unavailable. For the next one, do not let the name fool you. This next rare bird is readily available and a heck of a sipper. Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Wild Turkey Rare Breed is a barrel-proof bourbon, meaning it has no added water to lower the proof after the distilling process. Coming in at 108.2 proof, this is a perfect blend of 6, 8, and 12-year Wild Turkey stock and has a remarkably smooth taste considering the 108 proof one. It has hints of light oranges, mint, and sweet tobacco. Wild Turkey Rare Breed is an absolute banger of a bourbon. Sticking with the Russell family, let's talk about another exceptional bourbon, Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Crafted in the birthplace of bourbon with techniques that date back well before Prohibition. Each barrel of Russell's Reserve is individually bottled at 110 proof. So it packs a heck of a punch, but you get such a smooth, sweet flavor on it that that Kentucky hug is more of a sweet hug than it is a fiery proof. It's also non-chill filtered to guarantee maximum flavor. And oddly enough, this expression first hit the scene in 2015. So it's not that old in terms of product itself, but it is very good. Russell's Reserve Single Barrel still captures that caramel, rich, smoky, oaky, traditional bourbon taste as well as nose that just makes you want to keep going back for another sip. A true masterpiece and yet another great alternative to Blanton's. Now, as for the finale, this one is sometimes equally as rare a shooting star as Blanton's. Eagle Rare, this one is one that I enjoyed way back on the days when it was on the bottom shelf, before they won their 10-year award, before it was even considered an allocated bourbon here in Virginia. I used to keep it in my decanter that was by no means sealed. We got a lot of good memories with Eagle Rare 10 year. Super great sipper to share on Friday nights. Given how difficult it can be to find it around here, I consider this one a Friday night sipper. Not quite on the level of special occasion sipper because, again, when there are drops, they tend to get more Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace than they do Blanton's. It's not as rare to find Eagle Rare on the shelves at a drop. The rareness of this great bourbon are very evident in its aromas, its taste, its finish, the whole 9 yards. I have very rarely met people that say they don't like Eagle Rare. I've met more people that say they don't like Blanton's than those who say they don't like Eagle Rare. On the nose, you get hints of orange, toffee, honey, oakiness. All of the above is just such a pleasant nose on this one that I can't even explain it to articulate it. If you come across a bottle of Eagle Rare, definitely pick it up. If you come across 2 bottles, I would always recommend buying back up. And if you don't, call me, you'll get your money back. No, I'm kidding. There's no money back guarantee in whiskey. But if you don't like it, let me know in the comments below. Because Eagle Rare is definitely one that is up here on my list in terms of quality of whiskey, bang for your buck, even though it's no longer $27 like it used to be. It's still, as they've increased the prices on it, it's still not a bad bang for your buck, return on investment type of bourbon. I consider this like the cooler, older brother to Blanton's, kind of like I am to my little brother. The difference is the bottle boasts a 10-year age statement that will definitely make your taste buds sing. Blanton's doesn't have that same luxury of the 10-year age statement, but it does tickle the taste buds. There you have it, folks. 5 fantastic alternatives to Blanton's, each with its own unique story and a great flavor profile that's sure to leave you impressed. If you've enjoyed this video, gently tap that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notifications to stay up to date on all things Cynple Whiskey. I'll leave you with this. In the world of whiskey, simplicity is the key to unlocking a world of flavor. Please drink responsibly, and until next time, keep it sippable, keep it simple, and cheers.